Hello you lot, how's it going? It's a bit wet and rainy out there, so I was going to go out and have a little play with a Nitro car, or any car this evening, because it's still light, you know what I mean? It's 6 o'clock and it's still light, but it's pissing down with rain. So I've been playing around. I've got me, remember my transmitter, my Kyosho transmitter for the MP9, it broke, didn't it? I thought it broke, I couldn't get it to work. I tried these Amazon batteries, brand new out the packet, wouldn't work. Tried these Panasonic batteries, brand spanking new out the packet, wouldn't work. Some of these Hyundai batteries, brand spanking new out the packet, wouldn't work. Literally bought them all from the shop, and I obviously ordered these from Amazon. None of them worked. Then I thought, well, I put some of these in this transmitter, and it died after about a minute. So I thought, these batteries obviously aren't any good. So I've got some energizers. I thought, could get Duracell, but these energizers are a little bit cheaper and they're still a good brand. Put them in it. Oh, there you go. And it works. So I know the transmitter's not broken. I know that's alright. Put some in here next and get this going. This takes 8. This only takes 4. This takes 8. So I've got a pack of 24 energizers, so won't be short batteries. But yeah, these, I couldn't believe these Panasonic ones, man. They're £1.25 for 4, and no wonder they're so light as well. I thought that when I got them out of the packet, they're so light. No wonder they're no good. These ones ain't light though. These are quite heavy, but they don't work. They're brand spanking new. Literally took them out of the packet and put them in, and no power in them whatsoever. Same for these Hyundai ones. Out of the packet, no power. So they're no good. Don't want to be buying any more of those. Now I've also been doing a bit of shopping. Look, been to Answer RC. They actually should be wearing it. They sent me a T-shirt as well. It's in the wash. It's a bit ironic, really, isn't it? Didn't really plan on showing you it because it's in the wash. But yeah, they sent me a T-shirt because I sent loads of you lot to go and buy some stuff from there. But then I thought, oh well, because some of you lot asked me to recommend a fuel bottle, didn't you? So I thought, well, remember I said to you, I've only ever had the one fuel bottle, and I've had that for 20 years, but I don't know what brand it is. So I thought, well, I'll have to buy some, test them, and recommend them. So I went to Answer RC and had a look, see what they got. Bought myself a hat. They don't have. I wanted a hat like this, but they haven't got any with Answer RC on them. So I had to buy a woolly hat, and I bought a bottle. This is an S-Works bottle. And yeah, they only had this one in stock, but they do have another 2. So I'm gonna, when they come in stock, I shall buy the other 2 bottles, and I'll just use all 3 of them over a period of time, and I'll let you know which one's the best and recommend which one. Yeah. So, but this feels like a really good bottle. I think this was about £9. If I remember correctly. I'll tell you when I actually do the bottle recommendation. I can't believe some of you have asked me to test and recommend fuel bottles, but I suppose they're quite important, fuel bottles. I mean, everybody uses a fuel bottle, so you know, when you get the cheaper ones like this one here, this come with the Nitro car that I bought, and I just ended up keeping it because the person I sold it to didn't want the fuel bottle. Yeah, the end pops off. This come with a HPI. Yeah, they're no good. So you want a good quality bottle. I've had cheaper ones like this before, and in the winter when the plastic's hard, you squeeze it and you get a crack, and that's no good. They split. But this one, nice and flexible. It's light in itself as well. 600 millilitres of fuel. Fill that right up, and feels good quality as well. Got a cap with a thing on it. So yeah, I'll do that in due time, but it's going to take a while. I can't obviously recommend to you a bottle if I haven't actually used them for any period of time, because they might look good now, but what will happen? Will they last? What happens if you drop it and tread on it by accident? Will it break? I mean, who knows? So when the other 2 come in stock at Answer RC, then I'll buy them and I'll test them throughout the summer, and at the end of the summer I'll know which one's good and which one ain't. I reckon they're all going to be pretty good, because to be honest, they wouldn't be selling them if they weren't any good, would they? Let's be honest. But I'll tell you my opinion on what one I like the best, and you can go and buy what I like. Definitely wouldn't recommend them batteries though, Jesus Christ. Just reading a comment earlier on, I mentioned in one of the videos that nobody wants to sponsor me. Well, the thing is, I don't blame them, because, well, maybe I underestimate myself on this channel, but I wouldn't assume that many companies would have seen the videos I put up 9 years ago about Nitro Tech. But it seems some people have. But also, you get a lot of people, you know, companies, they send people free stuff, but then, you know, they don't like it when they point out the bad things about the product, and they blame that shop for that simply just sell the product. They don't make it, they just sell it. They blame the shop, and then the shop gets bad publicity, and they don't like that, you know. I've done sort of, what do you call them, sponsors, I don't know, but I've done before where people have sent me free stuff. Shops have sent me stuff for free in order for a review, and I've always said, you can send it to me, no problem, and I'll test it and review it. But it's going to be honest. I'm going to point out every little bad thing that I find that I don't like, and I'll also point out all the good things. I'm going to be honest. I'm not just going to sugarcoat the bad things. And, you know, and some of them have said, yeah, no problem, and I've done that, and there's been no problems. Some of them, they've said, yeah, no problem, I've got the product, and I've pointed out the bad things. There was only a few, and I pointed out all the good things and said blah blah blah, I like the product, or maybe the product wouldn't be good for certain people, etc, etc. Then the shops got back to me and said, we're not happy because you've said bad stuff about the product that we sent you for free. We thought it was going to be a good review. I said, well, there is a good review because it's honest, yeah, but some of them don't want that. They just want everything sugar-coated. And that's why a lot of shops they don't work with YouTubers at the moment anymore, apart from the big ones. The big YouTubers they'll work with millions of subscribers, because they know they're going to get a lot of sales whether they say good or bad things. It's still going to draw people to their website to have a look, isn't it? But with someone small like me, I'm not going to draw that many people to their website just to have a look and possibly buy off of the back of giving something away for free. And a lot of the shops, they can't afford to give stuff away for free at the moment. A couple of the shops that I sent emails to, just asking if they would consider sponsoring me for one video or whatever, you know, one product, and they'll make several videos out of it. They said no, because we can't afford to give stuff away at the moment, and the return wouldn't be big enough because your channel is too small. We wouldn't make more money than the product's worth out of it, which is fair enough. I completely understand that, you know. So that's the reason why you can't just look at it and go, well, they're not very nice, they won't sponsor you or whatever. You can't say things like that. So that is the reason. Some of you have sent me private messages, and you seem pretty disgusted that I wasn't able to. I'm not, well, I don't know, maybe I do underestimate this channel, but I see myself as a little person in the corner amongst a massive warehouse, for example, full of people. Yeah, all these big YouTubers, and then there's me in the corner sitting there. No one's really noticing. That's the way that it is, you know. 4,500 subscribers against a couple of million in some cases. You know, I am a little ant in the corner of elephants. Do you know what I mean? I've been having a look at this. I've set the throttle up properly because they never set throttles up in the factory properly. I've set the tick over nice and low. Everything's set nicely now. It runs a lot better than it ran really well, but I mean the tick over was way high, and I see a lot of people still keep the tick over high. Perhaps they like running the tick overs high on them. You know, they set them up in the park and it's screaming away on tick over. I just think, why are you doing that? But I've set it up nice. I plan on going out again. I had a little blast around a car park. That's why it's not dirty. Look, I've got dust on the tyres. Before it rained, it's only been raining today, I took it out for a little blast around a car park and do part of the running. Yeah, it's really good. Proper happy with it at the moment. But I'm planning on tomorrow morning. I'll take it down to like a big grass field where there's no one around. I'm not going to annoy anyone with the noise or nothing, no houses, and do some more running in. I'm not majorly mad on it. It's a petrol engine, right? These petrol engines are the same as streamers and hedge cutters and whatever. You ain't got to finicky and fanny around with them like you have a nitro car, you know. The bigger the engine, the less messing around you have to do, but you still have to run all engines in. But the bigger the engine, the less you have to worry about it. The smaller the engine, the more finicky they are. The bigger the engine, the less finicky they are. These 29cc engines, treat them nice for the first sort of, I don't know, tank or so. Just don't go flat out with it. Let it tick over quite a lot, you know. Let the bearings bed in, let the pistons bed in a little bit. Run it in nice. And then once you've probably done about a tank, you can go flat out, give it a bit of a tune. It's not going to be, you ain't got to mess around doing bloody heat cycles. A lot of people do. Start panicking about it. It's going to be absolutely fine. It's 29cc. There's not going to be any issues with it whatsoever, as long as you just don't go flat out straight away. A whole tank of fuel is enough time for them bearings to bed, the piston to bed, you know. It'll be fine. So I'll go blasting around. I've topped it up now. I probably used about half a tank in the car park. I filled it up again pretty much. Ready. So tomorrow morning I do plan on, if it's pissing down with rain I won't, because I don't really fancy getting wet too bad, but yeah, can't wait for that. Some people have said that the throttle pins can snap off, but that's only because you've got incorrectly set end stops. If you've got the end stops, it's the same with nitro cars. If you've got the end stops set wrong, the servo is going to be pulling on the throttle pin or the throttle arm or any of that, and it's going to snap off. I've done a video on that on nitro cars. You've got to set the correct end stops so that they stop at the right time and it's not pulling on it all the time, because you will just snap rods and pins and servo horns, and you'll strip out the little splines on the servo horns if it's a plastic one. So I've set all that up properly. That's not pulling on that. That's perfectly fine. Some people have said the chassis will bend. If the chassis bends, I'll replace it. I'm not going to replace it before it bends. If it bends or snaps, I'll replace it. But I'm not going to be jumping off of cliffs with it. If I can find some jumps in a BMX track, I'll be jumping it off those jumps. And if it bends, then it bends. We know the weak spots, and then we'll replace them. But I certainly won't be launching it off of cliffs or anything like that. I'll just be blasting around BMX tracks or any areas, fields, whatever I can find. So farms and other stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited, man. Yeah, pretty happy with it. I said, didn't I, in that other video, that I was looking for second-hand ones, but it didn't go to plan. That's because everyone, I was looking not necessarily for petrol, but I was looking for nitro, just wants to carry on, you know, to get, fix, you know, mend, make videos of, like I've been doing with the RS4 and all of that. But everybody wants top dollar for nitro ones, even broken ones, which is fine if you're buying it for yourself, but I'm buying it with the interest of making a profit, so I don't want to pay top dollar, and nobody was interested in budging at the time. Then I thought, right, let's have a look at some petrol ones then. Found a couple. I found a Losi 5T, way too cheap. The bloke wanted 500 quid for it, so I just sent him a little message, and I said, like, is there anything wrong with it? You know, because it's way too cheap. It's like, it's meant to be fully working, nothing wrong with it, Losi 5T. And I thought 500 quid is well too cheap for that. So I've just sent him a message, and it was properly cagey, really cagey about it, so I shied away from that. I actually bidded on another one on eBay, won it and paid, but it never turned up. So I got my money back because I paid through eBay and through PayPal, so I got my money back through that. I didn't have a really good time, really. So there was a couple of Mardas. I've got a Marda somewhere, but I don't know where it is. It's from years ago. I will track that down and find that. It might be in a relative's house. But I found some other Mardas on the internet. Again, the people were just really, really cagey. You know, you ask them questions and they just don't know anything about what they're selling. You just think, why don't I buy from you if you don't know anything about what you're selling? You know? Photos are crap and all that kind of stuff, and I just think, oh man, this is a nightmare now. You know, if you're spending that much money, you want to see good photographs, and you want to have the people to know about what they're selling, don't you? You want to ask questions and you want them to know. But yeah, so that's why we decided just to get something new, good content for this channel. We can experiment, and hopefully we won't have another Nitro Tech situation. Oh, by the way, the problem with that was them, not necessarily that car. But we'll leave that in the past. That was 9 years ago. I'm off now. I'm going to go and have some dinner. I'll see you lot later on. Enjoy yourselves, love life, and yeah, see you next week, you lot.